Alright, welcome to this Quest for Glory 4 Thief Pacifist run, right here on Let's Play with Brigands. My favorite of the Quest for Glory series, and I love this intro. In case you weren't sure, this ain't Tarna. And unfortunately it won't sync up, just like always. Just want to hear that finish, but there you go. Yes, Quest for Glory, Shadows of Darkness, the one without a number, but we know it's 4. So my character, let's import him and get the very familiar and reassuring voice of Jonathan Rhys-Davies.
Please insert your saved character disc from any of the first 3 Quest for Glory games into the disc drive, so that your hero can make the journey to Quest for Glory, Shadows of Darkness.
I feel like I say this every time. I've played this with other character types.
Character has been successful.
I always get a chill when I hear his voice for the first time. It's so good for this. And yes, we were a thief. We will continue to be a thief. Let's turn this down for just a second. Alright, so if you've been following along, you know that we are playing as Thiefy McSteals Jr., the son of Thiefy McSteals, arguably the greatest thief in existence, certainly in all of Gloriana. But Thiefy Jr. differs from his father in one major way. He is a pacifist, famously so. And this entire series so far, I think we've only had to fight anyone once, and that was Adabes. We had to throw some daggers through his belly. I think we can all agree that our grapnel accidentally caught that demon wizard's head at the end of Quest for Glory 3. It worked out, though. I wasn't sad to see him die. Yeah. I guess let's spend some points. Definitely don't need anything in weapon use. I'm gonna go with thief-type stuff, like agility, gotta be quiet, sneak by the monsters. Stealth would probably, since we're speaking of that. I'm not sure my stats transferred exactly right. Now that I look at some of these. Some of these make sense, but I don't remember my stealth being at 200 at the end of that game. But anyway. That's fine. One last thing to mention before we get into it. This is the Enhanced Edition. This is the first time I've ever played this version of the game, which just means a fan made a patch and essentially unlocked a bunch of dialogue and like little bits of content here and there, which for whatever reason didn't make it into the final game. Like Jonathan Rhys-Davies, lots of lines he recorded, but didn't make it into the game upon release. So with this patch, all that stuff has been unlocked, or most of it's been unlocked and inserted back into the game. So we'll check that out. I've never played this version before, so I'm very excited. Let's get into it. I'll stop talking. We were captured by dark magic at the end of Quest for Glory 3, and now we find ourselves in a cave.
You awaken from nightmares of flying and falling. You find yourself in this strange place, the only illumination, an eerie green glow. You've lost your weapons and the contents of your backpack somewhere during the journey. All you have are the clothes and armor on your back. This leaves you with 4 burning questions.
Obviously.
Where are you? How did you get here? Who brought you here? And how in blazes can you get out of here?
All relevant right now.
Make that 5 burning questions. What city did your luggage end up in this time?
Alright, first thing we always do in a Sierra game, we save early. And as we continue on, we'll save often as well. Thiefy Jr. Feels good to get that down. In my favorite of the Quest for Glory series, let's turn the speed. That might be a little too fast. Let's see if this is like light speed. Oh, no, it's not.
You stumble and fall over the ancient, petrified corpse. As you pick yourself up, you discover a dagger and some coins on the dried-out dead body. It isn't going to use them anymore, so you take them.
Such a bummer he didn't record dialogue narration for Quest for Glory 5, and every game ever, essentially. I just love his voice, especially for this game. Alright, so one of the things I just mentioned the Enhanced Edition. One of the things we get now is item descriptions, or at least he says what the item is.
This pouch holds all your money.
He didn't do that in the normal version of the game, so there you go.
Armor.
armor. It's not much, but you know what? I'm really excited to find out what else we have to look forward to here. All right, so let's check these other corpses.
A brief search reveals a piece of hard grey rock, which you take, and some coins, 3 crowns and 13 kopecks.
Yeah, we'll be finishing the pacifistic adventures of Thiefy McSteals in Quest for Glory 5 after this.
Find 30
conclude.
assorted copper and gold coins on the body.
Assuming we make it through this game. Now, there is one instance where I feel like we may have to get a little violent, and it's going to make me sick, but that's just in the effort of actually finishing this game. Is there a torch somewhere around here?
You take the torch.
There we go. Don't have much use for this dagger except to get out of this cave.
You strike a spark with a flint and dagger to light the torch.
All right.
This does not seem to be the... Your attacks have no effect.
I'm not trying to attack the door. I just want to.
You force the sphincter open with your dagger and pass through.
Never got that was a sphincter when I was a child.
You've made it into a large chamber. Stone valves, like the one you just passed through, apparently block 3 other passageways. There is a huge stone altar in the center of the room, and an exit to the south.
So there might, if you are watching this and you're like, I've played this before and I don't remember Jonathan Rhys-Davies ever saying that line, that is because, yeah, that's part of the enhanced edition.
A deep pit fills most of this hallway. A rope bridge spans the narrowest stretch of the chasm. There is a wide ledge of stone near the opening that leads back into the heart of the cave. A heavy rope bridge spans the deep chasm. There is a deep pit filled.
All right, let's try our. Let's test it first. Can this support a Thiefy Jr.?
Before crossing. It feels as though it's firmly anchored on both ends of the chasm.
All right, let's walk it. Show off those skills. Our stamina is dropping, but we made it. What the heck is that, by the way?
Taking a deep breath, you begin to walk the length of the rope. Fortunately, it is a thick, strong cable and tightly stretched between the supports on either side of the chasm.
Brilliant. I think we'll leave it here, right?
A rope might be useful, but it's firmly attached on both ends. You think about cutting it loose, but then decide that you may have to come back this way again.
Pression. All right. Good look, Thiefy. We should be sneaking all the time, forever, always. Not good on the back or knees, but, you know, good for avoiding the monsters that we don't want to fight.
You slip through the mouth of the cave, just in time to avoid being crushed by its closing jaws.
Like this awkward running over the tiny little platforms, the stones in the swamp.
You are alive!
Hello.
Only one person has ever walked away from there before. Who are you? How did you get here?
What city did your luggage end up in this time?
There are so many questions I want to ask you.
Burning
But
questions.
I have to get home quickly. It is so dangerous out at night in Mordavia. The town is due north of here. Be careful. There are many bad things wandering around. Good luck.
Just hanging out by the swamp
by
in the
way,
cave, Katrina?
My name is Katrina. I hope we meet again sometime.
I love her.
Farewell.
I love her style. I have to say. How can you not be smitten by Katrina? What we got here?
This symbol looks like a 6-armed starfish, or perhaps like the tentacles of an octopus. You sense a feeling of strange, chaotic power from it.
Vampire.
The 6-pointed symbol seems to pulse with energy and comes loose in your hand when you touch it. You have the feeling that you may need this sign.
Prescient.
So you carefully store it in your pack. You light and extinguish this torch in the usual way, but it's obviously magical, since it never seems to burn down.
That's why we can light the other one in the cave without worrying about that one ever burning out. It's just fun hearing the extra narration. All right. Yeah, let's try to go to town.
The path is dripping with slimy goo. You're having a hard time maintaining your footing on it.
Whoa. Am I still sneaking? Alright, nice. That's all I care about. Wisps?
You see a floating, coruscating ball of light.
Coruscating. Good word. Alright. If Katrina is to be trusted, let's head north and east just a bit and maybe find out how we got here. Or what's going on, or where, at least where we are. More about Mordavia. Oh! Oh, the music's so good, I wanna... Oh, run, Thiefy! I will not fight you, but I will listen to your music for a little bit, because it's awesome. Alright, I'm gonna die. I couldn't even get to the sweet solo. We are not conditioned to be mauled by a Necrotar.
The vicious, slathering Necrotor comes crashing through the woods after you. It doesn't look very friendly either. The vicious, slathering
I never let this music
Necrotor
air,
crashing
you know,
through the
breathe
woods
this
after you.
much. This is nice.
It doesn't look very friendly either.
Ah, look what I got myself into. I was just rocking out to the battle music. Oh my gosh, I just want to get to the...
You feel
okay.
a chill go through you as you enter this part of the forest, as if a cold wind suddenly sprang up from nowhere.
My god, everything in this land is already trying to kill me. I've been here for about 5 minutes. Alright, I'm gonna take some corn.
You take an ear of the corn and put it away in your pack.
Everybody else see that face right there on the corn?
All shocks of corn have been harvested.
It's like
and wait
a
here to be
nose,
stored for the
eyes,
winter.
little mouth at the bottom. I can climb,
You're
right?
getting some good practice in climbing. You'll need to keep practicing before you'll be able to make it over this wall. It was built to keep monsters out of the town.
Also, by the way, the Enhanced Edition is meant to remove all dead ends. So, like, I got trapped
You're getting
famously
some-
in the monastery in the
You're getting-
past. A lot of people have.
You're getting,
If you do,
you're getting,
if you have just the right
You're
or
getting some-
wrong conditions.
you're get,
So I don't think that's
You
a possibility anymore with this version. So that's good. We got here.
the staff feels warm and
It's pretty.
alive in
Pretty
your
display.
hand. You hear an eerie voice in your head.
This I must first do. The sacrifice of life for one of love.
You find yourself letting go of the staff very quickly.
Don't blame you. Take some flowers, though.
You pick some flowers and put them away.
Give those to Katrina in case we run into her again. She's a lady who deserves flowers.
You! How did you get here? Why are you here? Few strangers come to Mordavia.
Get a lot of tourists that way?
I am the Burgermeister.
Bergie?
It is my job to know everyone and everything that goes on here.
It's fair. You got a job, I got a job. Hello.
The Burgermeister stares at you suspiciously.
Yeah, when you tell the guy in charge of security for the town that your first name is Thiefy, it never goes well.
You tell the Burgermeister about how you came here.
See what he says.
Do you expect me to believe such a story? That you could walk out of that cave alive? That the cave would be open? Tell me no more lies.
That you have a friend who's a lion?
You put your thumb on your nose and wiggle
This
your
just
fingers
makes
while
me
rubbing
laugh.
the other hand on your belly.
Idiot! We need no more fools around here. Go away!
Was I wrong to think you might know something about the Thief Guild in town? Alright. Let's tell me about this town.
This is the town of Mordavia. There is an inn and a shop down the street where you can spend the night or get some supplies and be on your way.
Get the heck out
The
of here.
sooner you leave, the better for all. There are many dangers in Mordavia, and we certainly do not need a stranger to stir up new troubles.
That's what everyone says when I first show up in town. What kind of dangers?
There are many
Birdie.
strange and dangerous... Do not let yourself get caught out.
Yeah, no, I experienced that firsthand.
Just leave Mordavia quickly. No good comes from outsiders, and we do not want you here.
Good. That's the ad they're running right now in neighboring cities in Somalia. Don't come here, we don't like you.
Mordavia is a valley surrounded by mountains. There
Valley.
used to be a road which led from here, but heavy rains have created a swamp at the base of the mountain south of here. No wagons can get you in or out, nor can any person, except perhaps you.
About elephants.
My name is Dmitry Ivanov. I am the Burgermeister of this town.
Oh, can I get a...
The Hotel Mordavia has... the shop does not carry much. We have been cut off from supplies for a while now.
Before you continue.
Still, you may at least restock your food rations before you continue with your travels.
Well, there's that at least. Alright, well, I'll probably be back. How much money do I have?
This pouch
14 crowns and 51 kopecks that I found from the corpses in the cave. Let's check out the inn. We don't know how long we're going to be here, so we might as well find a place to stay. That's not outside.
Enter this small but nicely furnished country inn. Stairs lead up to the guest bedrooms.
It's
The floor
3
is
guest
covered with
bedrooms.
sawdust and peanut shells. The barrel contains the few shells that manage to land in it. The innkeeper stares at you with an expression of fear and astonishment. It is several seconds before he speaks.
This is the Hotel Mordavia. Rooms here are 15 kopecks for room and board. Pay for 1 week in advance. Your room will be the first room at the top of the stairs.
Wait, I didn't...
When you want food in the morning or evening, just sit down over there by the door.
Pay the innkeeper
All right.
for your room and board.
They didn't even ask me, but that's
Thank you for your payment.
fine. We got keys. Multiple keys.
Nobody answers your knock.
Alright, so we got our room. You know what, when I was a kid playing this game, this
You unlock the door to your room.
inn was the only place in all Mordavia where I ever felt safe. It's just, you know, they got that warm fire down there, and can I get some garlic?
You take a clove of garlic in case you meet an Italian chef somewhere.
You never know.
You don't need that much garlic. Besides, it lends a certain air to the room, don't you think?
I do think. Alright. Where did the crowd? Oh man, new guy shows up and the crowd immediately leaves. Or they realized it was like 7 in the morning, so why are we drinking so heavily? Nah, they seem like the type who wouldn't care either way. Tell me a bit about yourself there,
I am well, as always.
Boris. You're always well. Okay.
Besides the ones that come in here in the evening, there are quite a few others. You probably have met the shopkeeper,
Next on my
gravedigger,
list.
and the Burgermeister. And then there's Nikolai and that crazy Dr. Cranium.
It's the whole town. Well, that's fine. I got some sightseeing to do. I need to stop running.
So, you are still around, are you? When are you leaving Mordavia?
I just rented a room for a week. I'm not leaving anytime soon. Let's hit up the,
This general store is cheery and well lit, thanks to the warm hearth. The first things that you notice are the cats. They seem to be everywhere.
meow meows.
Then you see the shopkeeper, sitting on her rocking chair as she knits. She's a very, sturdy-looking woman.
My wife's a sturdy gal.
So, you're
Tom
the
Hanks.
stranger in town. I've heard all about you already.
That's right. I pet the meow meow.
Careful, the cats may explode if you touch them. They're perfectly content where they are.
I get that one pun, but why would they explode if I touch them? What do you got for sale there, Olga? Candy? I'll take some candy. Take a bit of candy, actually. What kind of candy is this? I already have some garlic free in my room. Every thief needs some oil. Every thief might need a pie pan. I don't think we need a broom.
First,
Probably take the shopping bag, and let's buy some rations too. Could always go, strange as it sounds, for an avocado and garlic sandwich after playing this game. Money is really irrelevant in this game after you buy this stuff. There's not much else we need. I'm Thiefy Jr, by the way.
You can call me Olga. Mrs. Stovich is too formal after all. We don't welcome strangers here. They bring nothing but trouble. All the same, it's good to see a new face again.
Yeah, it kind of works out that we don't need money in this game because, you know, the only way to really make it in this game is to
Goodbye. Or, as my dear departed Boris used to say,
fight.
may the winds blow fair at your beck.
Oh, I mistakenly called the innkeeper Boris. That's my fault. I did pick up on that myself. I'm coming in.
you've entered the Burgermeister's sparsely appointed office. The scanty light filtering in through the open window casts grim shadows on the room's scant furnishings.
Shadows of darkness?
Do you need something? Or are you bothering me on general principles?
Can I get some keys, Bergie? There we go.
The old Adventurers Guild is at the north end of town. It has been abandoned for many years, since we have not had many adventurers who could cross the swamp. Seeing as you are supposed to be an adventurer, here, have a key to the guild door. Perhaps you can find something of use there.
There we go. I'm very excited about the Adventurers Guild because...
Try to avoid getting into trouble. I would not like to have you in my jail, after all.
You say it like that. Alright. Let's check out this Adventurers Guild.
As you enter the northern part of the town, you hear the sound of a chisel chipping away at a stone block. A man is carving gravestones at one end of the street. Your attention quickly moves from the stone carver to the ominous Gothic building in the center of the street.
Cool.
There is definitely something not right about this structure.
Just not right. Low?
The headstone carver stares at you and then goes back to work.
But I'm...
You introduce yourself to the gravedigger.
There we go. Just gotta break the ice.
Me, Igor.
Hi, Igor.
You make the peculiar motions of the thief sign to Igor.
Do you make fun of Igor or what?
Gotta tell Igor where Sesame Street is. He has that kind of voice.
It's too dangerous to use magic
I
in
didn't mean to do
town
that.
during the day. The townspeople are very suspicious of magic users.
I think we had to learn some magic in Quest
You
for Glory
unlock the
1
door
after we had some
using the key the
difficulties
Burgermeister gave you.
getting into the Brigands hideout, I believe it was. We couldn't climb over that
You've entered a
gate.
run-down room that looks like a cross between an office and a gym. One end is dominated by exercise equipment, the other by a desk and bookshelf. The whole affair looks abandoned and generally in poor condition.
Sign the logbook.
You sign your name into the adventurer's
Right next to
logbook.
our dad's.
It's almost become a habit by now.
Ooh.
Trying to be a social climber?
No, but what thief couldn't use...
Straighten up.
There
Pick
we
up
go.
the rope and grapnel set and tie it onto your pack.
Excellent. Do some practice climbing right here. Good for getting those stats
the
up.
grapnel and throw it up in the air. Luckily, it catches the big ring instead of the top of your head.
Yeah, we're not that out of practice. Try climbing it. Yeah.
Someone has deliberately scraped these marks.
4I. 1, 2, 3, 4I. If I'm reading that right. Or maybe that was a location. Do some leg day.
Your legs are too stiff and sore to use this right now.
I like the calming music of the Adventurers Guild.
Which book do you want to read?
Is it a brochure from Mordavia?
The book turns out to be an advertising brochure. It says, I, Dr. Cranium, predict that someday one of my descendants will become the subject of a major computer game. The Castle of Dr. Brain from Sierra Online.
I love all the cross promotions in the Sierra universe.
As you scan through Hero, the Journal of General Job Adjusting, you find quite a bit of information that might be useful here.
Okay.
There are a series of articles about the land of Mordavia.
Love this.
The town originally grew up around
resource.
Castle Borgov. The Borgovs were the boyars, or local noblemen, assigned the role of guarding the area from invaders. The chapter on fauna describes a number of interesting creatures. The Necrotor is a vicious carnivore with big, sharp teeth. Some of the other monsters sound
Met that
even
one
more
firsthand.
In the forest lives the Lishi, a creature known for playing practical jokes on travelers and playing riddle games, but which can also be helpful to those it likes. You learn about the Rosalka, the spirit of a murdered unmarried woman. Such spirits are said to inhabit lakes and rivers. They try to avenge themselves by drowning any man foolish enough to approach them. You could really learn a lot by reading this magazine thoroughly instead of just browsing through it.
Oh.
Isn't it nice that we included a complete copy in your game box?
Box right up there. Talk Fu.
This book teaches the ancient Oriental art of
Come by tag.
Talk Fu. How to overcome
Karate and
opponents by
Cook Soul. And creative casting. This would be good for
The
a
book is
magic
all about
user.
using spells in unusual and creative ways, such as calm.
Did my stats just go up, actually? Wouldn't check there, but curious. Oh, wow, we went up 25 points from reading that. I didn't mean for that, but that's fine. Not going to reload. We know a little bit of magic, you know?
These hooks are loose.
Our dad always
Okay.
impressed upon us the importance
Strangely,
of being
when you turn
well-rounded.
one hook, sometimes several of the hooks move at the same time.
I love this puzzle. It's fun. Doesn't mean I'm going to get it right away, but... And I also forget, I tend to forget which configuration we want them in.
You hear a click
there we go.
somewhere in the distance.
That worked out. Sweet. All right, I'm especially excited because I haven't seen the inside of the Thieves Guild in like a decade since I first played this as a thief. Because I don't think you can get in here without being a thief. Well, I certainly haven't gotten here since the last time I was a thief, so...
You climb down the ladder into a seedy-looking room. A massive door blocks off a smaller room in the rear. This isn't as dusty as the Adventurers Guild, and the torches look recently lit. Your eye is drawn to the Thieves Guild recruiting poster on the back wall. It gives you fond memories of your home guild.
Oh. Where is our home? I mean, we've been away for so long. I feel like we're just a citizen of Gloriana at this point. Take that guild card.
You detach the plastic Thieves Guild membership card from the poster and put it away. You've always wanted to steal one of these.
Always wanted to steal one.
The poster is firmly attached. Oh, that's a really unthief-like thing to do. Causing wanton damage tends to discourage people from leaving their valuables out for you.
It's a really unthiefy-like thing to do, too, on top of that. Let's try our new card. Don't. There we
You
go.
slip the guild membership card between the doors and unlatch the lock. Your guild card. Don't leave home without it.
Awesome.
There are a number of fascinating books about thief techniques on the bookshelves.
Our thief stats just get a
Of
little
special
boost.
interest is the one on disarming traps. It says that with the new Mark II Thieves toolkits and a bit of skill in picking locks, you can locate and disarm almost any mechanical trap.
I like the trap
In the section
disarming.
on surviving magical traps, the book suggests taking up religion. There is also a book on thief marks that tells you all about this secret language of thieves. You learn a number of new symbols and combinations. You don't see any way to open the safe. It looks as if the knob is missing.
Let's look for it. It might be around here somewhere.
This is a drainage grate. Strange that there should be two of them almost next to each other.
Indeed. Check them.
Rummaging
There we
around
go.
under the floor drain, you find a round knob with a point on one side, which you pick up. Thieves have had to clean up after themselves since a few unfortunate accidents with maintenance personnel.
Makes sense.
On close
Ruins it for
examination,
everyone.
you find some scratches that might be thief marks behind the side drain.
All right, we're well read in thief marks now, right? All right, gate, line, eye. Have to kick and just oh, that's full throttle, sorry. Let's try this knob on
Now
the
that you
safe.
replace the safe knob, the Filch safe looks ripe for the cracking. You know, kind of like a walnut.
What if they gave
the
him
safe,
notes
you
when
will
he
need
was
to
doing
spell
it?
out the combination with alternating right and left turns.
Right and left turns. All right. Well, he just said it's Filch. Filch brand safe.
The
Now the
last
alphabet.
tumbler slips into place and you open the large safe. Could it be full of jewelry, negotiable bonds, or maybe something really priceless? A complete collection of Sierra Online games.
Bought the game many times.
You quickly rifle the opened safe.
Give it a rest.
Unfortunately, it looks as though legions of Thieves Guild initiates have been here before you, as all the money is gone.
That's all right.
You do find 5 throwing daggers placed here for, well, safekeeping. The only other usable thing in the safe is a single lockpick, half buried in dust in one corner. You grab the lockpick and the daggers.
More daggers we won't need, but just the same. All right, let's check for traps. Glad we read that.
You've found a particularly diabolical poison gas trap. Fortunately, it's just like one of those described in the book on traps, so you are able to disarm it.
I should turn up the skills so I can do these puzzles when they show up.
You straighten out. You straighten. You're kidding, right?
Oh, there you go.
Ah, that did it. The lock springs open with a satisfying snick.
That's why we do
Inside
it.
the desk, you find a complete and hardly used Mark II Thieves Toolkit. It has all the latest facilities for opening the toughest locks, cracking safes, and disarming mechanical traps. There is one lockpick missing from the set, so you add yours to it. You also find a fancy match set of 3 throwing daggers, which you add to your collection.
They all look the same, though.
Finally, you find some sort of diary or logbook in the desk. The title of the book reads, Memoirs of a Master Manipulator. Modest, eh? You take it out and set it on the desk, but it's a little heavy to carry around with you. You
Anything
strip
they
the desk.
said? All right, let's check the book.
You leaf through the chief thief's logbook. An interesting entry speaks of a proposed night raid on the castle. The guild members would use the secret passage to avoid notice. You wonder which secret passage that might be. A later entry in different handwriting indicates how far the guild had declined recently. It seems to be just a bunch of doodling and some nonsense words. It says, bad boys yell,
Yellow.
good girls giggle,
Green, green, green.
rich girls run. Not quite on the same standard as a nighttime castle raid. One of the final entries says, Fred and Frank caught out at night without hooks. Fred is dead and Frank sank. I'm the last. An ambitious thief will try to prosper by hook and by crook. The log closes with some incoherent ramblings about passing the deadly tentacled beast, then the horror, shadows of darkness enfold me.
There it is.
Madness and mockery in the dark one's chamber. Sounds as though the author was in a chemically modified state.
All right.
You straighten up.
Should we tap it? Have a drink while we're
Press
here.
the barrel tap, but nothing comes out.
Oh,
Instead, the barrel slides across the wall to reveal some sort of mechanism. This is a door unlocking mechanism. To operate it, push each of the tiles until all 9 tiles have been set to the correct pattern to open the door.
all right. Bad boys yellow. Good girls giggle, rich girls run.
As you push the last tile,
Always like that
you hear a
puzzle.
grinding sound to your right. A section of the wall has slid away, revealing a long, dark, secret passageway.
Love that bass. Do-ba-do-bo-bo.
Blocking the passage is a strange creature. From the waist up, it looks human, with sharp features and piercing eyes. Below the
From the
waist, it
waist?
looks like some sort of spider or horrible insect. The sight fills you with a nameless dread and loathing.
So, you found my secret passageway.
Little Peter
You must
Lorre.
excuse me, I'm not quite myself anymore. Oh, don't worry, I won't hurt you. It is good to talk to someone again. It has been so very long since anyone has been here. Ah, but I'm forgetting my manners. Welcome to Mordavia. I am the chief thief here. I'm also the only thief here other than you, but that is beside the point.
Yeah, waist up. That looks like just his head, if you ask me. But gotta love the Cole's appreciation for classic Hollywood cinema. There's a lot of Peter Lorres in their games, like Ugarte springs to mind. Hello. Provide your resume. First, we gotta say hi.
Pleased to meet you. It's so good to have someone of my own kind to talk to again.
Here's my resume.
Interesting. You have had a good deal of experience. If you study up on trap disarming and thief signs, you will have almost every skill you need to become a master thief. Perhaps even a chief thief like myself.
Perhaps in Somaria. I like that whoever transported us here, they took everything, but we still have our resume. It's the important stuff. I'll help you. I'm a hero.
You are a very brave and honorable man to offer such a thing. Are you certain you are in the right profession?
Sometimes I wonder,
Do you
Chief.
want to be a thief or some kind of a hero? The two roles are usually mutually exclusive, you know.
It's true. Oh, by the way,
Feeling like an idiot, as you generally do when making the sign, you go through the motions of performing the thief sign to the monster.
Well, of course you're a thief, or you wouldn't be here, idiot. Tuck that elbow in tighter on the belly rub next time.
gets me every time. I love it so much. All right, I just have one question. Hold on.
Do you like it? I'm afraid it is not very becoming. And to think I once despised cockroaches. It would be too dangerous for you to help me. If I, a master thief and chief of a major guild, dare not go back to the monastery. You would be wise not to even think of such a thing.
I'll try it.
I made a terrible mistake and broke into the monastery one night. It had been abandoned for years, and I thought maybe something had been left behind there. I discovered a secret passage to the basement. That place gave me the creeps. I felt like something was watching me all the time. When I got to the basement, I discovered a small statue I could easily take. When I tried to pick it up, I felt very, very dizzy. When I awoke from my faint, I looked like this. You can imagine my horror.
I can only imagine. You do get to see the thief sign animated in the 5th game, if memory serves, but yeah. Would have been nice to see it in a animation style like this. My favorite question in this game, arguably.
Do you think it's fun to have 6 legs and no matching socks? Do you think I enjoy running around frantically and stopping suddenly for no apparent reason?
Someone flicks on the lights.
Do you think it's fun to look in the mirror and wish you had a giant fly swatter so you could commit suicide? Is that your idea of fun? You idiot! You! Forgive me, I'm just not myself lately.
Don't worry, Chief. We'll fix you right up. I'm on it. I am on it. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and comment on this video and click subscribe if you haven't already, as this seriously helps me to keep making great content for you.